Hello, welcome to my channel. Welcome to this vlog. This is my first of maybe several. I don't know yet. Depends on when I come up with topic ideas. I don't know. My vlogs are going to be a little bit different than what you're probably used to when looking at writing vlogs. I'm not going to show my face, at least not for now. I used to do vlogging years and years ago on YouTube, like 10 years ago. And I put my face on all of them, and I don't know. Frankly, I get tired of looking at my face when I'm editing, so I think we're going to try it without showing my face. So right now, we're looking at the Cedar River in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I'm in a place called Ellis Park. The river is very high right now. Some parts of the town are starting to flood. Right around the end of June 2024. And anyway, I don't want to babble too much. I want to get right to the topic. I've been an indie author for maybe 10 years, probably about the time I quit YouTube. About the time that I started publishing as an indie author. And in that time, I have learned the importance of getting reviews. And I understand people want reviews. You want to put your work out there. You want people to review it. You want to know what the public thinks of your work. That's fine. I know some people use it as a marketing tool. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with getting reviews. There's nothing wrong with wanting reviews. They can be helpful. They can be useful. They can be good. However, there are some ways to go about getting reviews that are good and legitimate. And there are some ways that are, frankly, quite dishonest and I would say maybe even a bit immoral. So I'm going to talk about one of those ways now because as an indie author, I see this a lot around Goodreads and stuff. People say, hey, I'll send you a copy of my book. You send me a copy of your book. We'll review each other's work. And that way we can get some reviews from each other. And frankly, that's really a bad practice, and I'm going to explain why. Now, the concept, of course, is you send your manuscript to another author, and they send you theirs, and you give them a glowing 5-star review. Oh, best book I've ever read. And they do the same for you. Glowing 5-star reviews. Hey, this author is the best author. This is my new favorite author. I've never read a better book than this one. I can't wait till they write their next one. And you're both ecstatic and you're both happy because, oh my God, look, I've got a 5-star review on my book. Well, the reality is it doesn't usually work out that way. There are several things that could happen that are pretty bad. For example, you might send off your book to another author, they send you theirs, and you read their book and you give it a 5-star review. And you wait, and you wait, and you wait some more, and you never get a review from that other person. Now, that kind of defeats the whole purpose because you wanted that review. You wanted to get that review from that other author, and they screwed you over. They said, no, not this time. So you gave them a nice review, and they crapped all over you. So that's one possible scenario. I'm not going to say that happens every single time. I'm sure it doesn't, but that is one possible scenario. Another possible scenario, you get their book, you read it, you're like, okay, yeah, it was good. Maybe you don't give them a 5-star review. It doesn't really matter what you give them, but you give them a review, and then they read your book, and they're like, no, your book really sucked, and I'm going to give you a 1, maybe a 2-star review, and that kind of hurts because, your whole reason for doing this was to get a 5-star review out of that guy. And now he only gave you a 1 or 2-star review, and now you're feeling hurt and mad and disappointed. And it just, was it really worth it? Was it really worth it to give them a nice review and they gave you such an awful review? And they said you're the worst writer they've ever read. You should never ever write another book. There were too many spelling errors or too many grammatical mistakes. Whatever it was, they hated your book and they hate you now. And now you hate them because they give you a nasty review. Another thing that could potentially happen is you read somebody's book, and they read yours, and they give you a nice review, and you think, okay, well, I'm going to give them a nice review back. But you read their book and you find, actually it's pretty crappy. It's terrible. And, so you decide to play honest. You give them maybe a 2-star review. I'll be generous. I'll give them 2 stars, maybe even 3. What the hell? I'll give them 3 stars because they had a nice cover and they had a nice title. So maybe give them 3 stars and you're like, okay, there you go. And then they say, you know what, screw you. You gave me a 3-star review. I don't like you now. I'm going to give you a 1-star review. And now you're stuck with this 1-star review that you can't do anything about. And really, is it worth it? Is it really worth it to get into this stupid drama with other authors over reviews? No, it's not. Focus on writing. Don't focus on the reviews. It's not that important. I honestly think the best reviews you can get are organic reviews from people you've never met, not authors necessarily, but just general people who bought your book, decided they really liked it, they wanted to give you or even if they decide they didn't like it, sometimes you can get a 2-star review that actually might help boost your sales, and maybe I'll talk about why in another video. But for now, I'm just going to say I would personally, I'd rather have a 2-star review on a book from somebody I've never met than a 5-star review that I got in what I would consider a dishonest way. Another reason, if none of this has really convinced you on why I think this is a bad practice, you could risk, like Goodreads hates review swaps. So does Amazon. You could risk having all your reviews taken down if you're caught doing this stuff, possibly even losing your account, possibly having all your books unpublished. Is it really worth it to scam and get a 5-star review just so you can lose all your books? No, it's really not worth it. So I would really discourage it. Don't do it. It's bad practice. If the public finds out you're doing that, they're going to lose respect for you. They're not going to want to read your books because, you're scamming to get reviews. So I think, and one more thing, and I really want to keep this short, but it's getting long. So I just want to say one more thing. Something I have run across, it's been a while, but I have run across this before, where you submit your work like on a Goodreads group chat. You submit your work and to get a review, but you have to review other people's books first. Now, you're not, let's say, reviewing somebody's work who's going to review your work, but the idea is you still have to review somebody's work in order to get a review. In other words, you're not directly swapping with another author. You're putting your book in a pool with a bunch of other authors, so you're not directly swapping. You're reading Joe's book, and Joe is reading Samantha's book, and Samantha's reading Kenny's book, and Kenny is reading Alice's book, and eventually it gets back to you. Bill is reading your book. You're all still part of this big group of review swappers, and it is still review swapping, and it's still not a good idea. So I would say just keep your focus on writing. Don't worry about finding what I would consider immoral ways to get reviews. Just write the best books you possibly can, and eventually the reviews will come in. And honestly, I think you'll be happier just getting a 2 or 3-star review that's actually very honest versus a 5-star review that you had to scam your way to get. And that's about it. I'm going to sign off for now, and hopefully you enjoyed this vlog, and hopefully you'll come back and look at some other ones when I get some done. Okay, take care. Bye.